Good morning. We're heading into Brooklyn, Maine, into the main town from our campground here. An old church along the road from 1845. One of Brooklyn, Maine's most famous residents was author E.B. White, who, among many other books, wrote Charlotte's Web at his farm near Brooklyn, Maine. The inspiration for Charlotte came from watching the spiders in his barn. In 2000, Publishers Weekly listed the book as the best-selling children's paperback of all times. Along with other children's books, for nearly 6 decades, he was a contributor to the New Yorker magazine. I did not include his former home in this video because it is a private residence now. I really love looking at all the older homes here that are kept up in nice shape. It's actually seemed hard to find a run-down or trashed out house. It seems most older homes here are restored rather than being torn down and replaced with new ones. I would have enjoyed touring the Brooklyn Boatyard here, but I just did not have time to even try. After looking around Brooklyn, we moved on to Blue Hill, Maine. I really enjoyed looking at the different architectural styles of all the older homes here. Constructed in 1900, the rock-bound chapel here serves not only as a quaint church, but a community hub hosting numerous events through the year. Historic and scenic Blue Hill, Maine, here on the Blue Hill Peninsula, is known for its vibrant arts scene, natural beauty, and maritime heritage. Blue Hill balances its traditional industries like fishing and farming with a modern, creative community, making it a cultural hub in down East Maine. A former shipbuilding town, it became a popular summer destination in the 1800s with a very well-preserved historic district. There are many shops a person could explore here, from art galleries to pottery to hand-loomed blankets and antiques. Most anything that a person would want to see. The Blue Hill Fairgrounds here was the inspiration for the fairground in E.B. White's book, Charlotte's Web. It was not open for me to get in and see any more than I could over the fence. This hiking trail started right next to downtown Blue Hill. Very pretty wood lot here and stream. Sometimes classes from the school hold class here. The doggos seem to really enjoy themselves here too. This ice cream shop was one of my favorite shops in Blue Hill. Once you make it to the counter, the gelato is excellent. The balloons on the bay, and then there was some boats waiting to be put back in. I just loved looking at all the old architecture here and seeing how well preserved so much of it is. The old Blue Hills Cemetery here was started in 1794. Some of the old headstones are so worn that you no longer can read the dates. No lawns are mowed here in May to save the dandelions for the pollinators. The fish and chips at the fish net here were absolutely delicious. The doggos seemed to think that the dog park was the very best place to visit here. The laundromat in Blue Hill was very nice, an important consideration when you're living in an RV. Hannaford's grocery store here at Blue Hill was amazing. We went in it and discovered how much of a food desert we really live in. The selection and variety here was so huge and so tremendously much stuff made right in Maine. There was so tremendously much variety that we never see in the stores we have at home. We were truly amazed at the variety of groceries and variety of products in Hannaford's grocery store in Blue Hill. So tremendously much stuff that's made right in Maine, and the variety so much wider than what we're used to seeing in any grocery stores near where we are. I found this in Hannaford's. It's made in Bangor, Maine, and I just couldn't resist trying it. I figured if it will make an Irishman smile, it must be awfully good. Boy, that is good. That's different than any beer I've ever tried, any other I've tried. This is kind of a copper color, moderate malt, and it's kind of a grapefruit hop character to it. I see why it makes the Irishman smile. We're on our way to visit a farmer's market that we heard about. This place is huge. Boy, there seems to be everything here you could think of. I purchased some maple syrup here directly from the farmer that collected the sap and made the syrup. This morning I'm going to whip us up some hot cakes. I like to put blueberries in them. To put frozen blueberries in them, they won't cook right. So just thaw the blueberries a little bit first here. And then I'll mix the batter in after they're thawed. Okay, now that I got the blueberries thawed out in the RV, I'm just going to use some pancake mix rather than like I would at home, mixing everything. Accurate measurements is what's really important. Yeah, that looks about right. Annie does most of our cooking, but she doesn't really care to be on camera. So she's operating the camera instead. That ought to be good right there. In the RV, I like to use this pan because if you use too big a pan, the heat comes out and wants to melt these knobs. It's not designed for very big pans or skillets or anything. I got the hot cakes now, and I'm going to try this pure Maine maple syrup that I purchased from the farmer that made it at the farmer's market that we went to. Get a little butter slathered on these first. And Boy, this smells good and looks good. Boy, that is good. Vermont might be the biggest producer of maple syrup, but Maine produces a third of it in the country, and it's good. We're on the road again, headed toward Belfast. I love all of the different variety of style of the houses that I see through here. We're in downtown Belfast now. Many of these buildings are very old. We stopped here for coffee with our daughter and tour guide. Then we moved on again to Camden. We walked through some of the different shops here. Many of them have the very old creaky wooden floors from long ago. This one stood on pillars and had the creek running directly underneath it. Many of these buildings are so old that the foundations are all made from cut stone. I really enjoyed looking at the sailing ships here. It would have been a lot of fun to go out on one. I found this statue very interesting. On it, what we call the Civil War now was called the Great Rebellion in 1899 when it was erected. We're on our way back to Blue Hills to take another hike on another trail up to a waterfall. Along with our dogs, we're joined by our daughter and her dog, Chai. We're hiking in an area called Penny's Preserve. What a beautiful creek to take a hike along. Letting Rex and Tally try their hand at photography. And now it's playtime for all of the doggos. Our last stop was Flash in the Pan at the Blue Hill Town Park. This 40-piece steel drum band was formed in 1990. It's comprised of all volunteer musicians of all ages and skill levels, from teenagers to seniors. We have a granddaughter playing in the band. They have a street dance every Monday night, typically from Memorial Day through Labor Day. They're considered to be one of the largest community steel bands in the country. Admission is free with donations, with all monies directly benefiting local charities. After we left, I heard that Paul Stuckey of the 1960s group Peter, Paul, and Mary was in the crowd. They were one of my favorite groups of all time, but Paul is 88 years old now, and I didn't recognize him. I would have loved to have met him. We've enjoyed ourselves tremendously, but the time has come for us to return home. If you enjoyed this video, please like it, share it, and subscribe. and we'll see you on the next one. Until then, be gentle on yourself and on others.